Our date is now September 24th, Sunday afternoon, about 4:10 p.m. We're looking once again at Dewey Tavern. We were here on the 9th. We are back here on September 24th, once again across from Northeastern Clinton Central School. And we're here to bring down the British flag that we put up here on September 9th. And we're going to replace that with the 15-star, 15-stripe American flag that would have flown here in the year of 1814. So this flag is about to be replaced with the stars and stripes. And now the American flag, the flag that Francis Scott Key, the type of flag Francis Scott Key was looking at when he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. 15 stars, 15 stripes. To recap what happened here in 1814, according to the Journal of Pliny Moore, the first Indian scouts were seen on August 25th. The troops started to gather after that point. By early September, they were 14,000 strong. They camped here at Dewey Tavern. A stagecoach stop was right there. That's the same building that was there in 1814, now owned by Louis and Rita Bedard. Where we are standing right now is approximately a mile and a half from the U.S.-Canadian border. We are right across from Northeastern Clinton Central School. 14,000 troops, if you can picture that, were camped in and around here. They left in early September and on a march to Plattsburgh. In the meantime, McDonough came down on the British forces came down on the lake and they were met by McDonough. There were two decisive battles in the war in American history, two decisive battles that were fought on Lake Champlain. The first notable one of those was the Battle of Valcour. On October 14th, 1776, Benedict Arnold slowed down the British fleet enough that they did not continue down Lake Champlain. Instead, they turned. Even though they had won, they took enough damage that they turned and went back to Canada. And that allowed the U.S. to further prepare for the American Revolution. That happened in 1776. Then in the War of 1812, sometimes called the Second Revolutionary War, the British invaded. It has been described as the largest land invasion on the U.S. border in history. 14,000 troops right here in Champlain. They marched to Plattsburgh, engaged in several conflicts, including battles in Beekmantown, at Culver Hill, a battle at Halsey's Corners, and battles in and around the village of Plattsburgh. Meanwhile, McDonough's fleet destroyed the British fleet. When the land forces saw what happened to their naval counterparts, they knew that there was no sense in them marching on. They retreated back into Canada. They came back here and nursed their wounded. Those that died were buried here in the Dewey Family Cemetery. This land is now owned by the town of Champlain. It was donated in memory of Bob Venn by the Bob Venn Park Committee. So that last great invasion, probably in most likelihood the greatest invasion of ground forces against the United States, occurred right here and ended right here. It ended on September 25th. Today's the 24th. On the 25th, the last of the British forces moved back into Canada. So you can just again picture 14,000 troops all through here into the village of Champlain, all around the grounds that's now Northeastern Clinton Central School, all around this farmland. And that was 203 years ago. We will leave this flag here for a couple of weeks, and we'll take it down for the harsh weather. But we did want to show the British flag here. It flew from, we put it up following the Battle of Plattsburgh Parade on September 9th, and it flew here to represent the British invasion until today. So that'll wrap it up, Hometown Cables. Look at the history of the Dewey Family Cemetery, the Dewey Tavern, and the part that Champlain played in the Battle of Plattsburgh.